All right. Well, hello. Oh my gosh, it is November already of 2023. Oh my gosh, it is a time to rev up all that we're doing in this kind of a business, and at the same time look forward to some revving down and getting ready for the new year, really. So there's going to be so much more in 2024. So we brought you that appropriate topic tonight, how to make it happen. And I couldn't be more elated. Jackie and I are thrilled to have our event for you tonight, featuring, you all know, if you know me in the past, one of my very favorite trainers and coaches of all of my over 40-year career, and that is Miss Belinda Ellsworth. And again, I'm not going to go into a grave detail because we want to give you every minute with her, but she is literally one of the mentors and trainers that were pivotal in helping me create a whole new business plan and system that literally tripled my income in a year and allowed my family to really have their main income from Jafra. And it is literally this woman's material, training, and all that she brings to everyone in the direct sales world. And now just really teaching sales strategies to all sorts of businesses. So if you don't know Belinda, she's been a professional speaker. She has been a business consultant for more than 21 years, literally has helped not just myself and all of us who have seen Jafra or seen her at a Jafra event, heard her, bought her material, used her planner. She has helped thousands and thousands of people make better business decisions. And her ticket to my success, I know for me, because I applied what I learned from her, was creating success systems. Her absolute solid business practices are here for each and every one of you that will stay with you forever and positively impact not just your business, but your life. And that's what I love all about her material. If you don't know, she's an international best-selling author, direct sales for dummies, one of my favorite books, always at my desktop. And she also is now hosting Work from Your Happy Place. So without further ado, let's give her a great big Jafra heart welcome, Miss Belinda Ellsworth.
Oh, Jackie, you're so awesome. Thank you. Oh, gosh. All right, guys. Well, we're going to dive right in because we've got a full hour of training, or about 50 minutes. I'm going to talk a little bit about the planner and at the end, and then I'm going to give away a planner at the end. So stick with us. You do need to be present to win. All right. So tonight's theme is make it happen. So I'd like to just talk a little bit about how we come up with our themes, because I think that's important for you. And I really spend some amount of time doing a little bit of research on the industry, and I feel like what is going on. And so that's where we sort of come up with our themes. So as Jackie mentioned, I have spent 30 years, honestly, trying to design the best courses, tools, and resources for you to be as successful as you want to be, and sort of shortcut the whole thing. I mean, why do you want to try trial and error when you can have like a blueprint or a tool that is going to help guide you? And the planner is one of those tools. I had been asked for many, many years to design a planner. It was a ton of work, and I just put that off. But I know that all those years of me being self-employed, of me working for myself, your planner is like your right arm, or it should be. And so there really wasn't one. When I went on a quest to see, is there something out there I could just like recommend, or I could partner with and say, hey, I'd like to like get behind you. And I ordered about 20, and guess what? There really wasn't. There is not a better planner on the planet if you are in business for yourself that will not, it will help guide you and direct you to have those systems, to set those big goals, to stay focused on your goals. So that's all the different things we're going to talk about tonight. So the first year that we really expanded the planner, this is our 7th year, was the year of the pandemic. And that was also the year that I decided we need a theme around this. So that particular year was focus, because I just felt like, oh my gosh, we need to stay focused more than ever. I mean, it was like fiery darts. I think of it like a war zone, like things were just happening. We had to change the way we did business. We had to change, we were in our houses. It was like, it was a kind of a crazy time. And yet people persevered, which was super exciting. And it is important to stay focused. The next year, I just kind of started asking, so, hey, like, where you at right now? And what I heard was, I'm waiting for things to get back to normal. And that year was really, oh, I'm just kind of waiting and seeing, you know? And it was like, no, we need to get back to dreaming about possibilities, about where your business can take you. And I want to say this to you because I know that a lot of people here on this call have been with Jafra for a very long time. So, probably of any direct sales company I know, there are people here that have been longer than any other single company out there. You have a loyal leadership base that is like incredible. Okay. So I'm really speaking to you right now. For everybody, it's important to dream and where can the business take you. But when you've been doing it 20, 30, 40, even 50 years, it's like you sometimes think, oh, I don't need to dream, or I've got my dreams or whatever. And I just want to encourage you to always be dreaming about that adventure. What do you want your business to take you this year? You know, what would you like to achieve? Is it something you want to do for your family? Is it a charity that you want to give back to? You know, we always have things that we can aspire to. One of my favorite stories is my uncle, who is now 101. He's going to be 102 in just a couple of months, still mows his lawn, still gets out and does all his own yard work. And he's amazing. But when he was 99, I was chatting with him and he said, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about getting a boat. And I just remember thinking that was the most absurd thing ever. But he goes, I've always wanted a boat and I never did get a boat. And I think it's time I got one. And he is as old as he is because he's active and because he dreams. Every time I go there, he's telling me about something he's going to do in his yard or these trees he's planting, or he's just constantly thinking about the next thing he wants to do or what he wants to be a part of. And so I just want to encourage all of you, you got to dream big, and we'll get into that a little bit more. The next year, which was last year, it was like, okay, so what's going on here? And people were kind of like, I know I need to get back to work, but I don't know what it is. I got to get my mojo back. So last year it was like passion with purpose. Get reignited with your passion. And that, my friends, is why are you doing what you do? And this is a homework assignment that I would love all of you to do. It has 2 parts to it. And I really want you to sit down and say, why do I sell Jafra? Like, and what do I want this to do for me? And I'm not talking about for a lifetime. I'm talking about in 2024. What would you like it to do for you in 2024? The second thing I want you to do, and here's why first, before we get into the second thing, because there's always a why. I'm going to tell you what to do, but if you understand why, then you'll be more likely to do it. Because when you set goals, which is what we're going to talk about in just a minute, if you are not emotionally attached to that goal in some way, shape, or form, then you will not stick with it. It will become insignificant to you. And so you need to be emotionally attached to your goals in some way, shape, or form. So that is your purpose. Second part of your homework assignment is when you think of your customer, I want you to think of your customer and you're selling Jafra. What is your purpose in that? What do you really deliver to your customer? You know, sometimes we just get like, oh, I need to sell, this is on sale. I need to sell so many of these. I need to sell this set. I need to sell this kit. I need to get the whatever is on sale. But if you stop and think, what am I doing for my customers? And I want you to write it all out. What do I feel I do for my customers? Do I help women have healthier, beautiful skin? Do I help women feel better about themselves, add a level of confidence? What is it? like with one of the best products in the marketplace, like you need to like list them all out. Because if you can get connected to that, you will never feel like you're selling. You're going to feel like you're serving. I am serving my customers. And that's going to make it much easier to sell. So that's a homework assignment I'm going to hold you to. And Jackie's going to hold you to it too. So there you go. All right. So then this year I was like, okay, what's left? Guys, there's only one thing left, and that is you got to make things happen. We have to, the pandemic is in the rear view window. It's behind us. It is gone. And now our businesses might not look exactly like they did before, but here's the really good news is everybody tried all these other things to get through a time, and you can go back to doing things exactly like you want to do them. I think people are I don't know how to do the business now. Well, how did you do it before? Like, that's where I need you to get also reconnected to. It's in the rear view window. It's time to get back to work, and it's time to get in the driver's seat of your own business. And I know you can. And that driver's seat is you doing it however you want. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is being intentional. And what does it mean to be intentional? Well, being intentional is where your actions align with your words. So we can say in a day, oh, I'd really like to sell $5,000 this month. But the question is, what have you done today to help contribute to $5,000? Like, seriously, if you wanted to sell $5,000 in a month, you would need to sell about $250 a day for 5 days straight. And then we'll let you take 2 days off, and then you just get to rinse and repeat. So just think about that. What have I done today to get me one step closer to that? Just like you can say, I'd really like to get promoted, but who have you talked to about the business opportunity? I'd really love to earn this incentive trip, but what have you done to do it? I'd really like to lose 20 pounds. Well, what have you eaten or not eaten? How did you move today to make that happen? So we need to get honest with ourselves that our words align with our actions. Now, here's something I've trained on forever and ever and ever. And that is making a list of things to do, right? I think that that's a non-negotiable. We got to make lists of things to do. And one of the things I've always encouraged is don't put more than 10 items on your list. If you do, you're just creating more busy work for yourself. You're not prioritizing, and you're overwhelming yourself. So our magic number is never more than 10. But here's what I have discovered in many years of doing this. Lists of things to do are often just tasks. That's what we put on our list of things to do. And sometimes they're necessary tasks, like I need to take this order to the post office. I need to call back this customer who's having a issue with one of her products or who has a question. I need to create this spreadsheet for blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, they're tasks. What I want you to do, in addition to that list of things to do, is every morning I want you to say, what are 3 things that I can do that will get me one step closer to my goal? These are they could be part of your tasks, but oftentimes they're not. So I want you to really say, what are 3 things that I can do to get me closer to my goal? That's being intentional. And about 3/4 of the way through the day, I want you to stop and say, have I done one thing? I want you to get through every day doing one thing to get you one step closer to your goal. If you get all 3, awesome, but you've got a choice of 3. So maybe you make it 1 the next day. Okay, then I'll do this the next day. So 3 things that will get you one step closer to your goal. Which brings us to goals. Now, I love talking about goals. I kind of think I'm the queen of goals. And I have talked about it every year on these annual trainings. And so this year I'm like, I'm not talking about goals this year. But here's the deal, my friends. So on my Tuesday night trainings, which I know some of you attend, I've seen you on there. So I do free trainings on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. I'll be doing it again tonight. Tonight's a good one, by the way. And this last year, I'm like, I need to change it up. Like I need to train some new topics like that they haven't heard in a different way than maybe they've heard it. And so I went on a quest and I picked key words that I know sort of equate with success. And I just looked up, I Googled it and I chat GPT'd it. Like I was like, okay, let's just get some data here. And it was the top 10 ways to be more X, top 10 ways to be more consistent, top 10 ways to be more committed, top 10 ways to be more focused, more organized, more successful. There was like 20 of them. And I was kind of like, part of me is like, well, I'm not really surprised, but I was blown away that every single topic, guess what was in the top 3? Set an effective goal. If you want to be more committed, set an effective goal. If you want to be more consistent, set effective goals. If you want to be more successful, set effective goals. So here's the deal, my friends. Setting goals is at the heartbeat of everything you do. And yet, this is the part that drives me nuts. Statistics show that only 8% of people set any goals for themselves. Why? The number one culprit. We'll get into, there's lots of little reasons, but let's just cut to the chase on number 1. Fear of failure. People think, well, I don't really need to set a goal. And for some people that have been in the business a long time, they forget to set new goals, new dreams. And so they think, oh, I've been doing this forever. I don't need to actually have a goal. Yes, you do. We always need to be what? Aiming toward something. Everyone's afraid, well, what if I don't hit the mark? Here's the thing. I did a training on this about 6 weeks ago. Goals and how it affects your growth. You will always have growth when you have goals. And so that's what you need to think about. Goals move you forward. Goals create growth for you personally and in your business. I was doing this training, the same one I'm doing right now, about 2 weeks ago. And at the end, a lady shared, I just want you to know that my goal last year was to earn our company incentive trip, which was a cruise. And she said, and I worked really, really hard. And at the end, I did not hit that cruise. She said, however, I added 16 new team members to my team. I promoted twice and I doubled my income. Because I went for it, I might not have hit it, but I won. I did not fail. I grew. I had growth. And she said, and I learned a little bit about myself. I will start earlier this time and I won't miss this. I won't miss out on it the next time. That's what I learned. And so I just really want to encourage you that you have to set goals. So now we're going to talk really quickly because I want to dive into what our main topic is tonight. We're going to talk about the 3 parts of a goal. So the first part we've already discussed. So this is if you want to set effective goals and you actually want to achieve them. So A, you need to have your vision, your purpose, your why. Why are you doing it? Why do you want this goal? You got to get emotionally attached to it. Because if you come up short and you don't have an emotional attachment, like what if you say, I want to sell $5,000 a month? Okay, so great. I head off and then I only sell 4. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably impossible to sell 5, whatever. But if you say, if I sell $5,000 every month, that's going to give me enough money and we're going to set this aside and me and my family, and we're going to go here. And then you hit 4, you're like, you know what? That's okay. I've made some good money. I sold 4,000. Now let's just repeat and do it again. And I can do 5 this next month. I know I can. So that is the difference if you're emotionally attached to something. So the first part is your why. The second piece is the benchmark itself. So what's that look like for you? I've thrown out $5,000. I think that's a nice number. However, if you want to pick 3,000 or 2,500, you just pick it and whatever it is, right? So that's your goal. That your goal gets to be your goal. So I'm going to work off $5,000 tonight. So we got $5,000 in sales. Now, it's just a benchmark. That's what I need you to understand. This is why people get all crazy about goals. All it is a benchmark. We get there, we set the next benchmark. We get to our destination, we set the next place. It is not the end all be all. Don't let it have that much power over you. But you're going to set it because you need to set it so that you're moving what? Forward motion. Now, part 3 is the most important part of all of this. And that is, what is your plan of action? How are you going to do it? So the first thing when you are trying to achieve something on a monthly basis, then you want to say, okay, I got to break this down to weekly. So $5,000 is $1,250 in a week. Or if you chose to do it in a day, it's $250 in a day for 5 days. That's what it is. So now I want you guys to write here in this message, how would you in a week get to $1,250 in a week? What would be your favorite plan of action? Like, what is your quickest and easiest way to $1,250? And you got to type it in. Oh, I was like, there's an answer. 2 parties. Okay. That's Janie has got 2 parties. Anybody else? Okay, I'm not sure what that is, Debbie, but I bet everybody else does. So 4 Defy bundles. Okay, Defy. All right. Jackie, how much is a Defy bundle?
198.
Thank you. So just about $200. Okay, great. Have 2 or 3 parties. Vending at a busy mall during the holidays. Go out and see the people, meet new people. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Now here is the awesome thing of this, you guys. You get to create your own plan. I'm not going to say, oh, this is the plan you should have, or this is the plan you should have, but you got to get one, and then you need to follow up with it. So here's what I'm going to tell you about parties, as a lot of people said this. You have, because of the product line that you have, it is a consumable and it is skincare and makeup. So I need you to hear me on this, please. First of all, we're going to discuss 2 different things. So follow up with your customers is huge because they're not going to call you every time they run out. You need to be in close contact with them. And this has been proven over and over and over again. Now, events is, we're going to call events like what? Online events, in-person events, vendor events, and pop-up events. Those are all the ways you can do events. But I want to talk about the home event right now. I know some of you go, oh gosh, it just seems like a lot of work. And you want to know what? Other than driving there, it really isn't. When you get there, you all know it. It's the thinking about getting there that is the more work in your head than it is in real life. And then when you actually get there, it is so much fun. Now, here is why the home party, if you will, is on the rise in a way that it hasn't been since before the pandemic. This is what I need you guys to understand. People are seeing, $800 parties, $1,000 parties, $1,700 parties. I talked to a leader last week. She had a $2,700 party with 7 bookings. So I just need you to understand it's not dead. And I'll tell you, and I'm not going to say this is going to last forever, but we are in this really unique place of 2 things. Number 1, people want to socialize. They've been so removed from people. They're wanting to get together with people, and they're wanting a reason to get together with people. Number 2, people are sick and tired of shopping without any customer service. When you shop online, all you get to do is talk to a chat bot. I had some questions about a product I was ordering last week. I went back and forth with these people 11 times. I'm like, can't you just give me a phone call? This is my number. In the end, they did not. And I thought to myself, I don't know that I'll order from them again. Like, I didn't like that experience. So when people have a party, I wouldn't call it a party. I would say, how would you like to have how would you like to have a interactive shopping experience in your home with your friends, where we are going to teach them how to take care of their skin and pamper them for an evening, and you guys get to socialize and shop. That's what you're doing for them. And it's really actually so much more easier. You go in, you show your stuff, you sell, and you pack it up and you go home. It isn't like, and you know that you've got $800 in your pocket. Like, it isn't like, oh, I'm going to drag this on for days and days. It's just like, bam. So I just want to encourage you, don't count that out. Okay. But here's the other reason why with your product line, it's a phenomenon. This helps you online. This helps you in the home, right? There are more videos online right now of people showing people how to put their makeup on than I've ever seen in my entire life. It is, and everybody of all ages are obsessed with it. Like, if you ask people how many videos did you watch today of makeup, and you would get, like, I couldn't even believe this. I'm walking the other day. I always talk to people when I walk. Sometimes Jackie's my walking buddy, and sometimes it's my cousin. But I'm talking to my cousin, and she's like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And she's talking about putting her makeup on, and you know what we're talking about, with all the different colors and dotting and then lines and then blending it all. And you just watch and you're like, oh my gosh, people are obsessed. And when you could do that in a home with people sitting there, they are going to be freaking over the moon, because my cousin even said to me, I got it, and I got it home, and I was trying to do all that, and I looked like an idiot. But if you had somebody there that was sort of walking you through, how fun would that be? Giving you some little tips and pointers so that you could actually go home and do that yourself. You guys are in a very unique place with the product line that you have. Take advantage of it. Different times, people are obsessed with different things. And right now, it is makeup. So, man, ride that train is what I say. All right. So we're going to do maybe an in-home event. Maybe we want to supplement that. I don't want to go out 2 to 3 nights a week. I'll do one a week. I will do a couple of online events, and then I'm going to do my reservicing. Maybe that is what a plan of action looks like for you. You need to figure that out. So we are now going to move into talking about how to be more proactive than reactive in your business. So what's it mean to be proactive? When you are proactive, that means you have a plan or a strategy for what you're doing. Like, I'm planning ahead. I'm looking ahead. I have a strategy to the way I work my business. Reactive is in the moment. And sometimes we will work our business reactively. If somebody calls you and says, hey, Jackie, I need some more royal jelly, she's going to say, okay, Belinda, let me take that order. That's very reactive and transactional. But if she wants to book any of these events, she's going to have to work what? Ahead of time. You're going to have to get ahead of it. So, and we want to be more proactive than reactive. Reactive sort of just fills in where it fills in. But when we're really being intentional, we want to be the one that is creating those things. You could also say that being reactive is kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And I know you guys have heard me say over and over, random acts get random results. So we want to be what? Intentional. All right. So now we're going to talk about the 6 different areas of your business of where you can be proactive. The first one I want to talk about is scheduling, because I think at the end of the day, man, that is one of the most important. What gets scheduled gets done, and what doesn't get scheduled gets left behind. I want you to write that down and remember that. What gets scheduled gets done, and what doesn't get scheduled often gets left behind. So we're going to talk about types of scheduling, and I'm going to actually use the planner for this example. This is our brand new 2024 planner. I'm so excited about this. It got a complete makeover that I'm absolutely thrilled with how it came out. But right now, I'll talk about the whole thing at the end. But right now, I just want to focus on this. This is your month at a glance. So there's 2 calendars in here, your month at a glance and your week at a glance. One of the things that our month at a glance has is these 4 little boxes. And that is really great for your what? Income producing activities or your power hour. Now, when you sit down, this should be something that every day you open this up and look at it. You want to be in tune with it. You want to be like on page with it. Like I open it up and I say, okay, I've got one thing here. I've got one here. I don't have anything here. So I'm going to shoot for that today and backtrack and see if I can't get something else in one of these other weeks, because I'd really like to try to do at least 2 things in a week, whether that is a live event, a pop-up event, an online event, reservicing, or a one-on-one appointment with somebody where they want you to come and do a makeover or teach them about the products. Those are fine too. So that's what I'm looking at my calendar and I'm like, okay, if you really want to get really proactive, pick when you want to work. If you want to go out and do events, then pick when you want to work and highlight that. And highlight different colors. If you do vendor events, for example, maybe you want to highlight that in purple. Maybe if you do in-home events, you want to highlight that in blue. And so when I look down at my calendar, I can see I've got it highlighted, but I don't have anything written in yet. You are going to consciously or subconsciously start moving toward booking that. And that is being very proactive. The second way that you can be more proactive is, so the beginning of the month, I'm looking at this, and hopefully when I turn this page and open up to the beginning of the month, hopefully I've already got some sprinkling of things on here. So by mid-month, I want to turn the page to the next month, and I want to start working on that first and second week. You should always be working 2 to 3 weeks ahead. Should always be working 2 to 3 weeks ahead. Because if I turn the page, if I'm not really paying attention and I turn the page to January 1 and I've got absolutely nothing, then I start making calls. I'm not going to get them in that week. I am more likely going to get in the second or the third week. All right. So that is the month at a glance. Now I want to show you how we redid our week at a glance. I'm super excited about this. This came with much of everybody's feedback in the field. Everybody said, Belinda, we need start at 6 a.m. and go all the way to 10 p.m. I'm like, are you guys nuts? And then it was like, we need more room for things to do. We need more room for follow-up. We need our connect calls in there. So I'm like, okay, so I went to the drawing board. It took me 4 months, and I'm not exaggerating, of playing with this and trying to figure out adding the least amount of pages. We ended up adding 100 pages to this planner. But here's what you have. This is your work week, Monday through Thursday. Each day is actually 2 columns. So this is a day right here. And it starts at 6 a.m. and it goes to 1:30, and then it goes from 2 and it goes to 10. This right here is all of your list of things to do. And this is the follow-up that you're going to do. These are your 3 connect calls that you are going to make. And that means like either with a customer, a new contact, a referral, a lead on a vendor show, whatever. 3 people I want to connect with today. And these are your healthy habits, your steps, your water, and all of those other great things. That's Monday through Thursday. Then when you turn the page over here, you've got Friday and Saturday. Here is Sunday. And then here is your own habit tracker. You can pick your own habits that you want to track. And then this is what did I not get done that I still need to do? What do I need to do for next week? And what's on the horizon in the next couple of weeks that I want to be thinking about? People asked for that too. Can't you do sort of a weekend to get us sort of like going? This is how we managed to do that. Now, how can you be more proactive with your weeks at a glance? I've designed it this way that you can really do effective time blocking and time batching, because all of your calendar is at the top half of the page. You literally can take markers and say, okay, from 3 to 4, I'm going to do this. I'm doing my customer care from this time to this time. I'm going to do it at least 2 or 3 days a week, whatever that looks like for you. I'm going to go live on social media, and that is going to be every Tuesday at X time or whatever you choose, right? But this is going to start to help you be more proactive with your schedule. Number 2 is systems. Jackie already talked about it, and I can't speak to having systems enough. And I'll tell you why. What's a system do for you? It allows you to do your business easier and more efficiently. It allows you to get more done. It allows you to not have to think about anything because much of it's on autopilot for you. Like I know this is what I do. So, what are some systems? Well, let's talk about recruiting first. So like what is your the one of the main systems you should have for recruiting is what information do you give out when someone's interested? And if you make a really nice post online or you're talking to somebody at one of these places or you're out and about and someone says, "Yeah, I would like some more information." Can you send that to them in 2 minutes? That's the question. Because I will tell you the one thing that's changed about recruiting today is if you don't get people the information, they're moving on to someone else. They think, well, that was interesting, but I'll move on to someone else. She's not gotten back to me. She must not take her business serious. People want instant gratification. Now, how can you do that instantly? You already have it on your desktop. Everything is set to go. You literally have to go to your desktop and click a button. And in that would be maybe whatever the current kit promotion is. In that would be maybe a short version of the compensation, what they could earn just like as getting started out. In that would be a little bit about Jafra maybe. And in that would be your intro letter, like telling a little bit about yourself. And it should be more white on the page than words. I can tell you that much. 3 short paragraphs. First paragraph is about you. Thank you for your interest in this. What can this do for you? This is what it can do for you. Paragraph number 2, as for me, and then you tell a little bit about yourself. And paragraph 3 is the call to action. So look this over and I'll be reaching out to answer any questions that you may have. So here's my contact, or here's a video in the meantime to watch, or whatever that you like to put in that letter. That's what needs to go to people. So that's one thing for recruiting. Another system, quite frankly, this whole business is a numbers game. So how many packets did you give out? You know, if you give out 10 packets, then you are likely to recruit 1 person. So can you do better than that? Yes, but even people that don't know what the heck they're doing can get 1 out of 10. So what I'm saying to you is, when is the last time you actually stopped and said, how many have I given out? If you wanted to give out 10 in a month, well, that would be like roughly 2 to 3 in a week. So some weeks I might have 2 and some weeks I might have 3. So think about that. Think about what you're consciously doing to make that happen. If you want more than that, if you want 2, then think about this. All right, I just need to give out 20 packets. That's 5 in a week. You could do 5 a week. Now, this isn't meaning 5 people that want to sign. This is 5 people that say, yeah, I'd like to know more, period. So that's being proactive with sponsoring or recruiting. Another one is where your leads live. Where do they live? Do you have a place where I put them? When I get a lead, I know they go right here, so that when I do have a few minutes to work on my income producing activities, I grab my lead book and off and running. I'm not like, oh, where did I put that? Oh, let me clean my desk first. Oh, I'm going to file and put everything away. I got to be honest with you. My desk was a mess from doing Black Friday either. And I sat down here and said, okay, I've got to do this training with them and I can't do all this clutter. So I just threw much of it in the floor and over here on this side table, because who cares? Like sometimes I do care. I'm very organized, but you know what? In this moment, when I've got back to back to back, I just need to be present. I just need to be ready to go. So I'll clean it later. All right, leads. That could be done. I give you space in the back of the planner. You could use, if you like a digital application, there's some people using a thing now called boards. I've never seen that. Trello is a great application to use. And Evernote. Evernote is going up. It's almost doubling in price. My husband is so disappointed. And he has switched from doing Evernote for the last, I don't even know how many years, into a new application that is, but you know what? Silly Evernote, because he said this program's actually better and is more robust. And so I'm like, there you go, and it's cheaper. So other systems like bookings, like what's your system for bookings? You know, I had a lady yesterday that she said, I know that if I reach out to 10 people, I can get 2 bookings. I've mapped it out. Like, so again, how many people are you just reaching out to? And these are people that said, yes, I'd like to have a show. She's just literally reaching out to people. And where can you do that as far as social goes? You need to be reaching out and making private, personal comments to the people who comment on your page. If you're talking about a particular product and people are going, oh, I love that, or, oh, I wish I could get that set, it looks amazing, man, private message them. I'd love to help you get that for free or at a discount. Like, you need to be on top of the comments that people are making. There's little nuggets for us online, but we're missing them because we're looking for somebody to basically say, book me. Just like I used to say when I trained live, people do not walk up to you and say, book me. So I need you to be thinking a little bit more strategically in that. What's it? So I'll tell you my little system that I had forever. If I wanted to maintain a 3-show-a-week schedule, which back in the day I did, then I made a rule with myself that every night had to equal 3. And I only had to the next day, I only had 24 hours to make it equal 3. So I will tell you what that did for me. Number one, I worked harder at the party to get the 3. I just did. It was like, that's the goal for the night. Let's make it happen. If I only got 2, then I had to just get on the phone and the next day before the 24 hours was up and get what? 1. If you want to maintain a 2-show-a-week schedule, then make your night equal 2. It is actually quite amazing. And if you got a little system like that, guess what? I never had holes in my calendar. Did I have an occasional cancellation? Sure. But I always had bookings on my calendar. Another system is, how do you do customer care? Like, how do you do customer care? Is it random, or are you what? Proactive. I've taught forever, 2 + 2 + 2, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And I would encourage you at, right after they order it, thank you. And not just the automatic thank you that comes from Jafra or your website telling the tracking number, a thank you, a heartfelt thank you from you. Then within 2 weeks, whenever you think they're going to get that, and this is what you should be saying, because people see you, watch you, and then they get it, and then they're like in their bathroom going, what was I thinking? Like, what am I doing with this? So I would encourage you. I was just calling to see, or even message them. I just wanted to reach out to make sure you received your product okay, and to see if I'd love to jump on the phone and walk you through it. If you have any questions, walk them through the system. Do you know that call takes about 10 minutes, if that? And how amazing is that? Because by the time they get it, they've forgotten what you said. So I just love to walk you through it and answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so there you go. What's your routine? What's your system for customer care? How do you make sure the checks and balances? Where do you keep them? What do you follow up? Are you still using an index card system? I got to tell you, I used an index card system forever. In fact, I'll still use an index card system. And guess what? Some people would say that's pretty outdated, Belinda. Well, I was invited on a call the other day with this hotshot guy who is like 31 years old, and he's a internet sensation of growing his business. And so everybody was dying to see, like, what's his one big thing that he does to grow his business. And he was like, well, I really take care of my customers and always follow up with my referrals. And I use index cards. So I am not going to sit here and say we're all dated. You get to do it however you want to do it. That was a lesson for me. I'm like, you little whippersnapper, I could have taught you that 40 years ago when you were not even alive yet. So there you go. I'm just kind of speaking to the choir here, but guys, I want you. So Carol says, I purchased a nice order from another direct sales company. The consultant never sent me a thank you, email, or text. I had to text her to tell her I'd placed an order on her website. I know. How'd that make you feel? It doesn't feel good. And people wonder why they're not in business. You have your own business. The exciting thing about direct sales and about your Jaffa business is people can literally go to your site and you can wake up and there's an order. And you can just say, oh, I get orders in my sleep. Or you can say, wow, I am grateful for that customer. I'm going to reach out to her and say, thank you. And I'm going to make her a customer for life. That's what I'm going to do. So those are your choices. We have choices that we get to make. All right, so those are just a few systems, but I do want to move on because I'm talking to you longer than I normally do because I'm so impassioned right now and because I know that I don't have to run and now I'm shooting myself in the foot. So let's move on. Number 3, social media. Social media is probably, it's a love-hate relationship. I'm just going to be really super honest because I think if anybody were ever honest with you about it, then you would go, okay, she's making some sense to me. It's a love-hate relationship because you kind of have to do it. And some of you really, really love doing it. And some of you are really good. And others of you don't want to do it. You don't feel good at it. And yet you feel like you have to. I want to say that probably one of the saddest days for me, and this wasn't terribly long ago, was I had a gal that had been a member in my group, my DSN group, for like 8 years. Like she was one of the original founding members. And I saw that month she had canceled. And when people come in and they're only in it for 4 months or whatever, I don't call every single person that cancels because sometimes they feel like, what are you harassing me? Or you want to you're bugging me. I can't afford it or whatever. But when she quit, I was like, oh my gosh, like I wanted to see what was going on with her. I didn't know if she was sick. So I called her, I said, how you doing? And she started crying. And she said, Belinda, I'm just too dumb to do this business anymore. 67 years old, I can't do it. And I said, how long have you been doing this? 40 years. I said, you get to do your business however you want to do your business. Nobody has to tell you. You don't have to do those things. If those things bug you, if it's hard for you, then don't do it. And what we're seeing with social media is it's an enhancement. It is a way to reach more people, but it is not the way to run your business. And you can, and if you love it, you can, but you don't have to, is what I'm trying to say to you. Now, do we want to be present in social? Because when people go looking for you, that's where they're going to go looking for you. And yes, we would like to be. So let's talk about how to be proactive. The best thing that you can do, and I know this stresses a lot of people out because I've asked and they're like, that stresses me out, is you need a content calendar. Now, when I say those words to some of you on this call, you're probably like, oh my gosh, no. Let me make it real simple for you. When I started using a content calendar is when my life actually got simplified. So you're like, well, what? I don't even know what that is. It is a blank calendar. I want you to just go Google, November, or you should be doing December at this point. And it's a blank calendar. Now, you're going to create your plan of social. How active do you want to be? Do you have to post every day? No. Do you want to post every day? Okay. Do you want to post 2 times a week? Do you want to post 3 times a week? Now, here's where the content calendar is important because you get to map it out. What research has now shown with social is there is no perfect time in the morning or in the afternoon. There is no perfect way to do this. Some people do it like this, some people do it like this. Here's what we've discovered. Consistency is the key. That's it. Like you can pick it however you want, but when your customers start to know, oh, she's going to post the specials here on this day. Oh, she's going to go live on this day. So that's important for you. Now you're going to map out, you got this map and you go, okay, I would love to see all of you try to go live. I know it seems scary, but really it's not, especially in your groups where your people already know you and like you. And you're basically, if you know what you're talking about, it's not a big deal. It's scary when you don't know what you're talking about. So on my content calendar, let's pretend I say, okay, Belinda, I'm going to go live on Tuesdays at 4. Okay, so now I just get to go through the calendar every Tuesday at 4, live. Now I get to go back and I'm going to pick what I'm going to talk about. Now you're going to love this in just a minute when I tell you, because this goes into the next category, which is selling. We're going to combine them. So we're going to wait for a second. Then you go, okay, I would like to make, in addition to going live, I would like to make maybe 2 additional posts or 3 posts. What days are those going to be? Pick them. So maybe Monday, I'll just do a motivational quote. On Wednesdays, I'll do a little Wednesday wisdom and do a little tip about either skincare or cleaning your brushes or blah, 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 blah. Maybe you go live on a Tuesday. Maybe you like Saturday morning and you go live. I know lots of people that call them Saturday morning coffee, and we just grab your coffee and we're going to teach you some little makeup tutorials, or I'm going to share with you our greatest bundle or whatever. So you get to choose. But the point is, my friends, like on a Sunday, you can literally sit down in 2 weeks and say, for 2 weeks, and go, oh, I need to create 3, or if I did 2 a week or 3 a week, I need to create 6 posts and I'm going to go live. Like, so now the whole stress of social media is what? Gone. And now I just need to go back and fill in what I'm going to talk about. Now, here is the other thing, and this is what people have been teaching and doing for the last couple of years. And this is what stresses people out that don't feel like they're good at it. You don't have to pick a new product every single time you go live. And many of you are under the impression that, oh, I've got to come up with a new bundle, or I've got to talk about something different. Here's the deal, my friends. This is the statistics today. People need to hear something about 13 times before they actually buy online. 13 times. So that means I could pick 2 bundles that I want to talk about, or 3 bundles, and I could literally talk about those for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. You could even talk about them for the whole month if you wanted to. And every time, maybe you feature you don't want to talk forever about the whole thing. So maybe I highlight like this product more than this one, or I highlight this more than this. And your bundles are really great if they sort of build on each other. Like, this is this one, but if you get this one, you get all of this plus this. And if you get this, you get all of this plus this. That's kind of a nice way to go. You can talk about it like that. Maybe you want to do 1 week is skincare, and then 1 week is glamour. And then I go back to doing the same skincare and I do the same glamour. So I'm actually doing them for 2 weeks. Now, here's the thing. You all think, oh, they've already heard it, but only 6 to 20% of people saw that video. So likely they didn't. And number 2, even if they did hear it, it's after they've seen it the 3rd, 4th, 5th time that they're like, dang, I need to buy that bundle. So I need you to trust that, and you don't have to make this harder than it is. So now we're going to talk about, and last thing I'll say about social is, if you really want engagement, then be engaged. Reply to people's comments. Reply to people's comments. That's the number one way. Create conversations online with people. Ask people questions. If you want to be engaged, if you want engagement, then be engaged. Now, proactive selling. Proactive selling is, for one thing, you've got a huge line of products with Jafra. If I had to keep up with them, it would be challenging. And I'm pretty good at memorizing a good amount of product lines, but woo doggies. So because of that, this is even more important. You can't get online and try to talk about everything all of the time. That's a big mistake. And you can't just say, oh, if you need anything, let me know. I'm placing an order right now if anybody needs anything. When you ask anybody if they need anything, immediately their mind goes blank. Like, oh, I don't know what I need. But if you tell me what I need, and you start to mention, then I'm like, okay, we have the Schwan guy that comes to our house, and he'll come, and he comes on Thursdays, and I'll be really busy, and he'll knock on my door, and I run downstairs, and he'll go, hi, just seeing if you need anything today. And when he does that, I swear to you on my life, I say, I really don't. I think I'm good, and I'm just really busy, but I'll catch you the next time. But if he walks to my door, he's kind of getting the hang of it now. How you doing today? We got those fillets on sale that you like so much. And I go, okay, then I'll order one set of those. And as soon as I'm in order mode, guess what? My brain starts to go, and give me that butter pecan ice cream. So that is how that story goes. So you've got to lead this conversation. So be proactive in selling. If you want to sell $250 a day, then how many of bundle A is that? How many of bundle B is that? So you can say to yourself today I'm ready. So I'm going to go online and I'm going to call some customers, and I just need to sell 2 of these with some extras. Maybe I'm going to do some reservicing of people. So I'm going to sell one of that $190 bundle, whatever that was called. And then I'm going to what? I'm going to see if people need a little extra this, or if they need that. So that is called intentional selling or proactive selling, where you're very specific about how much and what you want to sell and how you're going to get there. So the other one is customer care. You guys should know this. You have a consumable product. People run out. When they run out, they don't always call. Some of you have it in your head that is what I said. Absolutely, on that butter pecan ice cream. So you have a consumable product, and you need to understand this and fall in love with customer care. Like, I love talking to my customers. I'm sure some of you could tell me some of the most amazing stories ever. You probably know your customers' names, their kids' names, things about them. But if you don't, then you need to have these index cards that tell you what their kids' names are, that tell you when their birthday is. If you get to really know people for a while, their anniversary date. Why? Because they'd like to look good. Maybe they'd like to celebrate themselves and do something special for them. Like, these are things you ought to know. And you don't even have to try to sell them something. If you just call and say, I just wanted to wish you a happy anniversary. Like, how awesome is that? People are going to be like, she is so kind. I love my Jafra lady. That's what people think and feel. And then they're going to tell other people how awesome you are. So that kind of wraps up our training for today. I want to talk about this planner. So this is our planner. And this year, here's a few of the changes that we made. It did get really a makeover. So for one thing, it's an inch shorter all the way around. Now, I know that seems like, does that really make a difference? It makes such a difference in the way that you handle it, in the distribution of it. So that is one thing. Then I want to show you what's on the inside for anybody here that's not familiar. Some of the things that we kept, which are super important. This is your vision board, right? It's your why. You get to map that out and have fun with it. Then you've got your annual goals right here in both business and personal. Over here, you've got your plan of action, like your big rocks, like what campaigns happen in what months that I would want to pay attention to so I can plan ahead. Then we've laid out 2 really awesome pages of social media for you, content. So if you need help sort of thinking about a content calendar, that can be helpful for you. The work-life balance over here, we know how important that is, because if you just have business goals, you'll get tired, you'll get burned out. We need to have other goals, goals we want for our community, goals we want for our health, our personal life. Like, you got to have those things. This is new this year, and this is quarterly planning. People have been asking for it. We added it. So you get to break your goals down to that quarter, which makes them easier to attain. And then you're going to map out those 3 months. Like, what happens in February? It's called Valentine's Day. So I'm going to start listing out, okay, what's my program that I want to do there? Then it goes to the monthly. And in the monthly, you recap your goals each month. Then you've got up here your calls you need to make in your 4 different categories. Here can be your bundles that you create or your product focus of the month. Here's your 4 videos of the month with when you're going to do them, what the subject is. And then here is your analytics. And one of the things that I'm big on this year of teaching is, guys, you have to be tracking how many new customers you have. That is something that you should be like, okay, I want to add 5 new customers a week. I want to add 10 a month. Oh, I don't care. Like, that's your goal and you pick it, but you want to start paying attention to how you're hitting that goal. Why? Because there's a life cycle, my friends, to a customer. In the beginning, they're on fire, like on fire. Like, oh my gosh, how did I never even hear of this? Or this is amazing. And I love this and blah, la, 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 la. So they're excited and they want to get it all and they can't get it all at one time. And so this new customer is just excited. Then the new customer moves into the middle. I like to call this your fat cat. So you got your fat cat, right? This is where people will order on a consistent basis. They run out, they order, they try new things, they watch for the sales, they look if something's new. They're kind of with you, man. They're just kind of on it. But then there's a group of people in there that are going to become your tired customer. And they just might say, you know what, at the end of the day, give me my lipstick. I mean, seriously. And that just might be what it is. Now, here's the problem. If you want that fat cat to stay nice and fat, you have to feed the fat cat or it gets skinny. And that's when you start lacking orders. And what do you feed the fat cat? New customers. So you need to be tracking how many of them you have. So after we have the month, so every month is the 2-page spread. And I also have a video. This little icon means there's a video associated with that. And there's 26 videos this year. So each month I come to you with a motivational message. So that's 12 of them. And then there's 14 instructional videos. Now, we've already shown you the month at a glance. We have 2 calendars, the month at a glance, and then we have the weeks at a glance. We go to the back of it. We've got the double-sided pocket, which is always nice. And then we have this fun page of stickers right there. And then we have a complete section for leads and notes. And something new we've added this year. We had a few of them last year, but we added more this year. These are worksheets, and you download these by this little icon over here. And there's all kinds of different ones in here. Consultants' first 100 days, like checklist. Everybody asks for a monthly budget. Well, I didn't want to take up space in the planner for a monthly budget because not everybody uses that. But if that's what you desire, you can download that. There's a worksheet on here for creating videos, and so you can plan that out. But there's 6 different worksheets. So that is our planner, but we have this awesome bundle. I've talked about bundles all night. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the bundle, right? So here's the deal. There's 3 key components to success: skill sets, mindset, and positive attitude. That's what we know. And this planner is all about your skill sets. It's all about what? Goal setting, time management, vision. It's about scheduling. It's about systems. It's about all the tasks that you need to do. So mindset, though, makes up about 75% of your success. So this is very new this year. It's called the Art of Self-Discovery. and it is a personal development journal that I spent almost all of last year on. And it's got 12 different categories. It's got places for you to journal about each thing. It's got checklists of ways you can improve in that particular category. It has each category has a strengths wheel so that you can see different areas of where you're growing by the end of the year. So it's pretty awesome. And this will help you to get out of your own way. And then we have our gratitude journal for the positive attitude. So your gratitude journal helps you to have an abundancy mindset, helps with relationships, helps with your goal setting. It helps with so much. There's so much information on using a gratitude journal that is so beneficial. So those are the 3 core pieces. And then you get these lovely markers. These are new markers this year. There's 12 in here. They're felt tip markers. They don't bleed and they don't smear. You've got your magnetic bookmarks. And you've got your top 10 things to do post-it notes. You get 3 pages of stickers, and then something new that we did this year, which is kind of fun, is we added 12 of these cards. These are positive affirmation cards, and they each have a really nice quote on them. They're really pretty, and you get this little card holder that you can use in your office or wherever you might need that little bit of inspiration. So we started our Black Friday sale yesterday. And we never put the planner on sale in our Black Friday sale because this is the key peak season for selling this planner, right? But we decided for a variety of reasons to go ahead and put it in this year. So the planner and the bundle are 20% off. Now the planner is regularly $54. I think that makes it $47 or $46 or something like that. The bundle is $129 regularly. And that is discounted from the whole thing. If you bought it separately, would be $185. So it's $185 worth of products for $129. But if you take the 20% off, it makes it $109. Guys, and you can split it into 4 payments. That's like $26, $27 a payment. And you've got an entire, we call it the Everything You Need to Succeed bundle. So I would really encourage you to check that out. It's pretty amazing. And the journals are candy for my woo-woo little heart. Yay. I'm so happy. They were, I'm not a woo-woo girl. So for me to design these, I have to say I'm crossing over to the other side. I'm so like, just do what I tell you to do. But I'm learning that we need more of how I feel today because how we feel is how we're going to show up. So that's why we've created some really awesome tools for you. So Jackie, that's it. Except for
well, I don't want to say that's it because, oh my gosh, audience, do we absolutely love what we heard? Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. You know, we just had a speaker. We had a leadership retreat in Las Vegas, Noelle, and she's an Olympian. And with what's that called, Jackie? Skeleton, right?
Yeah, the bobsled where they go face first.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
She was remarkable. She was phenomenal. But I'm going to tell you, you know what? She nailed down the one thing that has really helped her become the most best version of herself was the journaling. So I know we have the planner, but everything in the bundle, right? The bundle, the bundle really does all of it. It actually is for you, not just your system. That's that 3-step of mindset, as much as attitude, as much as planning and skill development. Honestly, it is the everything. So love, love, love it. Belinda, are you here to stay for a couple of questions or comments?
I can, and I saw a couple on there. So one was, am I going to do the summit in January? And the answer is yes. So when you add that on, that's 8 dynamic speakers, a 2-day summit. It's virtual. That ticket is a $99 ticket normally. And so when you buy the bundle, you get that ticket free. So it's really a $285 value for 109, guys. Treat yourself to your own Christmas present. Seriously. So yes, I can answer any other questions. That was just one I saw. Oh, and one other thing, I saw this on there too. This year, instead of putting the leader planning guide in there, because lots of people aren't leaders. So what we did this year is if you buy the bundle or the planner, either one, you'll see a little pop-up that will come on your screen and you can add the leader planning guide for $10. That's crazy, guys. So that is where you'll see that.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. When does Black Friday deal end?
On the 28th at midnight.
28th at midnight.
That's
Excellent.
that Tuesday after Cyber Monday.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Any other questions that we have out there? Oh, she's saying what time zone? Haha. On that day, they go to the last minute. They're used to that.
Do you want to know what? We're in Eastern time zone, but I always tell my gal to set it for Pacific, just because Pacific time zone people don't seem to be able to get the hang of time zones. So we'll do it on Pacific time.
Love it. Love it. It's so true. So true.
It is so true. They call you at like 2 a.m. What are you doing? It's like, what do you mean? What am I doing? Like,
this is Jackie and I the last day of the month, because Jaffra's at midnight, right? She's on the East Coast. So, you know, she's 3 a.m. I'm 2 a.m. and we're there closing all the time.
I know.
I know. It's so cute. Let's see here. Oh, yes. There was a question earlier Tucky had. So when you do this to-do list every day and you put 10, you said you can't do more than 10, right? Mm-hmm. Is that a balance of personal and business when you refer to 10, or is that just strictly activities towards your business?
It can be personal and business. It can be a combo. I'm just saying to you, don't do more than 10, especially don't do more than 10 business. You know, what I've really started doing is I used to just do the 10 business, and I've started using my 10 sheet and doing personal and business. And so usually it's like a 80-20-80 thing, like 20% of it's personal and 80% of it's business. But another day, like Wednesdays, it flips to where it's 80% personal and 20% business. But I really started saying, okay, but I need my 3 connect calls a day. Like I might need my 3, what's going to get me closer to my goal today? And that's something I've been trying to be more diligent on. And that's been actually even more helpful than the things to do is just things to do.
Yeah, I think that's magical. We've always trained on the three calls a day. It changes your whole business. Even if it's a thank you call, right? Yeah. It's those calls that stand your brand. And that's that standout, that follow-up, that reach out. Because again, as we said earlier, how many times have we bought from a store, a direct seller, and no one ever gets back to you, thanks you, follows up? It's like a receipt in a bag and bye. So I love that. Thank you. Anyone else out there with any questions? And you can raise your hand and ask. We're going to take just a couple more minutes if you didn't type it in. Okay. Are you seeing anyone, Jack? I think we're good to go.
I don't see anybody. You were so thorough that they are left speechless.
We love every bit of it. And Belinda, do you want to just again tell us your website, where they can find you, your podcast? Let's give us an update on all services Belinda Ellsworth has for us today.
All right. So you can get the planner on our website, which is workfromyourhappyplace.com. But if you want to get straight to the Black Friday specials, which you'll see some other ones on there, it is workfromyourhappyplace.com/Black Friday. So super easy. That will take you'll be able to go directly to the planner and order from that page. And you will also see some of the other great bundles and specials that we have on there. Like one, I can tell you, it's not the new ones. It's like last year's and the year before, but these sell for $5 a piece, like for the 3 on our site when they're new. And we've put together a bundle of 10 of these for $10, $1 each. These are great little challenge gifts for team members, or if you're giving a book out, to give a set of these out. So they're really great little stocking stuffers or challenge gifts for your team. That's one of the things on there.
Excellent. All right.
And then we have,
go ahead.
and then we do have a podcast, which is Work from Your Happy Place, and you can go there. We do have the Direct Selling for Dummies book is available. And right now, the really great deal for Black Friday is if you join our membership group at $17, you get the book and workbook for free.
Wow.
So it's a $39 value you'll get for joining the group at $17. And then it's $17 every month thereafter, but you can unsubscribe at any time. So, but we've got big news coming in there that I can't even share yet. The group is about to take it's about to get better. So that's all I can say.
Excellent.
I'm partnering with another really awesome direct sales trainer that is coming into my group. And I know it's like so exciting, and that's going to be happening very, very soon. It is workfromyourhappyplace.com is the website. And workfromyourhappyplace.com/Black Friday is where you will find all of the specials.
Fabulous. Well, we say thank you for the awesome extra time. That's always a gift in Belinda's crazy schedule. So we are super grateful. We absolutely love having you back with your Jafra family. We are always here with open arms. And so we thank you so very much for visiting us tonight, Belinda.
Okay.
And
I got a winner.
Oh, the winner. Oh.
Yeah, now they have to be here. So you're going to have to tell me, or you're going to have to put in the comments, I'm here. So the first winner is Angela Battle. Is Angela here? I
didn't see her. I could be wrong. Angela, if you are here, you need to unmic yourself because we don't see you. Battle, B-A-T-T-L-E?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me make sure I'm in the right one. The other night I was reading off names and everybody's like, no, we don't have that person.
I don't think Angela's here, unless
Okay.
she's on an iPhone. She might be on
the next
she might be
winner
on one of the phones.
is Maria Duran. Is Maria here?
I thought I just saw her. Hold on.
Did you? Maria from Arizona.
I'm looking.
No, I don't see her.
I don't see her now.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's
all right.
all. Keep going.
Okay. The third one is Deborah Yingling.
There she is.
All right. So Deborah is our winner. Got to write that down so I don't forget.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, ladies, it has been my pleasure, and it's fun to spend this time with you as always. I hope we get to do some great things together in 2024. Just having the planner, you're going to have us with you. We're going to be doing more things to support you in that as the year goes along. And you're going to be so happy that you got it if you have never used it in the past. So there you go.
Thank you again. Everyone, we put a link to all of our recognition that we normally do tonight, and we just said, follow the link. We'll put it also on our Facebook page because we wanted to be 100% Belinda Ellsworth. Let's go out, Jafra team, and make it happen. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
One second. I'm so sorry. Hey, Deborah. So what will happen is tomorrow, my gals will send you a code, and then you will be able to go shopping with that code. Your planner will be free. And then if you want to get anything else on the site, it will be 20% off. All right.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Belinda.